In this unit, we'll go over visual concepts. I have divided in 5: shape, space, color, hierarchy, and rhythm. In this lesson, we're going to start talking about shape. What is shape? What is for? Specifically, I'm going to walk you through shape in typography. For these are 3 different sections. We have regular, irregular, and circular shapes. Regular shapes are mostly an E, N, M, U, I. Irregular shapes are mostly going to be an A, F, R, T, Y, Z. And circular shapes by the shape itself, think of an O, Q, D, a G, a B. Although we have letters that are in between, like the S. A B could also be a regular and a circular. Same with these two. M could be a regular and regular shape. The way that we have described this is by the format that they are inside. For the regular shapes, think of an N. We have a straight line coming from here, another one here, and then a diagonal. This is inside a regular shape. Although on an irregular side, even if an F doesn't really come inside this triangle, the right side of the F will be irregular, and that's why we're having it in this category. There's a distinction between regular and irregular shapes, and most of the times is the symmetry of the shape itself. In here, an F could be visualized asymmetric, as in an U or an M is more symmetric in that way. A circular shape, well, it's a bit more obvious of what is going on, as in an O or a Q or a G, but also think of a D. A D has also a straight line, and that's why we are having it in between regular and circular. And a B or even an S, and that's happening because we are using circular shapes to construct a letter. Based on these 3 categories, we're going to have also 3 different kinds of shapes: narrow, regular, and wide. Think of an expanded font, a regular font, and a condensed font. These are the 3 kinds for these 3 different categories. The mix match of the elements is where we're going to have all our set of families and fonts and the library of typography that is out there. If you think of the example that I gave you with the label of the gin, for formats that are wider, I use wider fonts. For formats that are tighter, I use narrow fonts, which means a condensed font. This relationship between the categories and the body types, you'll understand that are related to the format too, and in itself to composition. It is important that you recognize these 3 categories and body types, so when you are doing your sketches, you start having the information in your head or start imagining how these letter forms are going to be in the actual shape of your print or your commercial products in this kind of library that you have inside your head. In a way, the body type of the letter form, we can see it in similitude of body types in humans. Taller or wider, and if you think of that, the message also is informed by the shape. In the next lesson, we'll start talking about spacing, which is how the shapes connect with each other through the space itself.